Hello everyone and welcome to the San Miguel Brief, a space for everyone and especially for our English-speaking community. I'm Maria and today we have important local updates from San Miguel. But let's begin with exchange rate. The US dollar is currently priced at 60.93 pesos to buy and 18.46 pesos to sell. These figures may fluctuate through the day changes in global markets and local economic factors, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on updates. If you are planning to exchange money or make an international purchase, checking the last rate can help you to make a smarter financial decision. And as we always said, here we are once again in the San Miguel Brief just to give you all the information. I'm so excited, so that's why I'm just trying to make this because as you notice, right here, I'm just in front of you guys. Now I am stand up. We don't have any chairs because we are going to have this program more dynamic with a lot of new stuff. So I hope that you like it. And it will be just better if you comment us in Facebook or whenever you are watching this. What do you think about this new forum? What do you think? Do you prefer this one or the last one? Because of course we want to know. And you are watching us at 6 p.m. because now we have a new schedule and of course the new hour for this program. So let us know if you prefer this or you prefer the other one at 5 p.m. Of course, we are just trying to give you more information at the time that you really need to sell this. So maybe this is the perfect hour or maybe the last one it was perfect. But of course, we want to know. And with this on mind, let's take a look at the weather. So right now, San Miguel have temperatures around 15 degrees, refreshing breeze moving through the city. It's one of those calm and beautiful days where the sunshine feels gentle and being outdoors is truly enjoyable. Looking ahead, tomorrow we're expecting a cool morning with temperatures dropping to about 8 degrees before warming up to a pleasant of 19 degrees later in the day. It will feel a little crisp early on, so you may want to grab a light jacket. By the afternoon, conditions should be perfect for exploring and spending time outside. So it's something really beautiful right now. We have a little low temperatures. We're still feeling all the breeze, all the things that it's kind of cold, kind of something like not warmer at all. But maybe it is perfect because you prefer this weather for going and sleep. And why I'm telling you that you prefer this weather for going and sleep? Because during this episode, we're going to show you video clips informative and more of them are so interesting about sleeping. So no, do not skip the San Miguel Brief or go to another place. Just stay with us because we have some interesting facts that you may not know. And with that on mind, I'm going to remember you our WhatsApp that is right now on the screen, 415-296-4668, when you can contact us, send us a message if you want to participate, or maybe you notice something weird, something that is not okay on your neighborhoods, on the street of our beautiful city, and you're searching for a place to report, send a message, talk with us, because it is to you need someone that go to these places to take their report because it is something that you need to take care. So remember that we, the San Miguel Brief, just are here for that, to give you all the information and that you feel so comfortable to have a place and a platform where you can find and report and do anything that you need, because we are here for everyone, of course, especially for the English speakers, but for all the San Miguelenses, all the residents and visitors that are right here in San Miguel. And today we have a health segment as today honor the last days of COVID-19 and vaccinations at the San Miguel cases. And we encourage everyone to stay informed for those who have not yet been vaccinated to come in and receive their vaccines.
Hello, it is a pleasure to greet the entire audience. Today, I want to share important information regarding vaccination. As you know, over the last few days, we have been experiencing significant changes in temperature, coupled with the fact that we are in the peak season for respiratory diseases. We have seen an increase in consultations for these types of conditions, as well as in the number of hospitalizations. That is why we are inviting the entire population to come to us, as we are administering the final doses of the COVID-19 vaccine here at CAISES. This vaccine is Moderna, which comes from the United States, and we are administering these final doses today and tomorrow. It is important to mention that this vaccine can be administered starting from 6 months of age and to the general population. It is also important to note that it is a completely safe and free vaccine, and we can administer it regardless of your healthcare insurance status. In other words, anyone can come to us here at CAISES, located on Arcueira Street in the La Lajona neighborhood, from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We are doing this today and tomorrow, as we project that we will run out of this vaccine dose by then. So we invite you. We must protect ourselves. We must keep in mind that the risk of getting sick exists, and what better way than to be protected? While it will not exempt us from potentially catching the disease, it will prevent a severe case, especially for those patients with chronic illnesses, older adults, small children, or pregnant women. Therefore, we invite the entire population to come, and for family members to attend as well. Practically anyone who comes and wants it, whether as a companion or part of these age groups, can receive the vaccine without any problem. We only ask that you bring your CURP and your National Health Card, if you have it, to update your vaccination schedule. We look forward to seeing you for these final COVID-19 vaccines today and tomorrow here at CAISES, San Miguel de Allende. Quick reference. Location, CAISES, Arcueira Street, La Lajona neighborhood. Hours, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Requirements, CURP and National Health Card, if available. Eligibility, anyone 6 months of age and older.
So there you have this important information, because we're talking once again about our health, about to go to CAISES and have your vaccine. So if you don't have the information, or you just were waiting for the correct time for doing, I'm just here to tell you that you have until tomorrow to get your vaccine. Remember that this is something that we need to take serious, because we're talking about our own health, and we need to follow our schedules. We need just to be prepared for any cause, any circumstances, and it is perfect here in San Miguel. So there you have all this information, and continue with more health related information. Today, Mr. Maureen, a Red Cross agent, joined us to talk about the prevention and road safety in use of motorcycles. So let's get a look at this information.
Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. I am Dr. Juan Carlos Maurice, Local Emergency Coordinator. I am sharing with you last week's emergency incidents in San Miguel de Allende. We had a total of 140 emergency services, which included 14 motorcycle falls, 6 automobile accidents. Additionally, 60 trauma patients and 61 clinical patients were treated. In this regard, we remind the population about helmet use. Wearing a helmet is vital when operating a motorcycle because we have a high number of motorcycle accidents. Fortunately, there are people who wear their helmets, and their injuries are less severe. Furthermore, I want to remind you about false alarms. We have had, and continue to have, false emergency calls, which cause several emergency response teams to mobilize. While the care we provide is important, it is also important for you to be aware of the impact of false alarms. This is the weekly report for the Red Cross in San Miguel de Allende.
As you saw, this is the weekly report, and of course they were talking about the things that we need to really care if we're planning to make something or just notice something wrong. Just take that in mind, whatever you are doing. And of course, we all know what's right, what's wrong, what's the things that we clearly need to make. So before you go in outside and make a move, before you go in and just say like, I'm gonna make this stuff, or maybe it will be fun, or it is more easier, just wait a minute and think before you act, because most of the times we just act, and with that act, we all have consequences, and most of those consequences are dangerous not just for yourself, are dangerous for other families, for other people. So of course, all the San Miguelenses, we all need to follow their rules. And we are just a town that everybody recognizes, that all the people here in San Miguel is just friendly. They really care for others. They have this sense of community. So let's take that on mind and honor those words of the visitors and residents that we received. And today we went out into the streets of San Miguel de Allende and bring you an informative report about the San Juan de Dios market, so you can see what it has to offer, what you can find there, and how to enjoy to be the fullest. Hello everybody from the San Miguel Brief. I'm Maria, and today here I am at the market of San Juan de Dios. So we're going to give you the details about it, what can you find, where it's located, and most particularly the incredible spots about it. You can find as clothes, food, and a lot of things that maybe you never imagined that as well are here. So let's go and see what is around this. Today we're taking you to one of the most traditional and lively places in San Miguel de Allende, the San Juan de Dios market. This local market is a great spot to experience everyday life in the city. Here, you can find a wide variety of foods, from fresh fruits and vegetables to traditional Mexican dishes and homemade meals. You also discover clothes, shoes, accessories, household items, and small local shops offering affordable prices. It is a perfect place to explore, try local flavors, and support small vendors. Visiting the market like San Juan de Dios is not just about shopping, but about connecting with the culture, the people, and the traditions of San Miguel de Allende. You already saw the video clip of San Juan de Dios market. I hope, guys, that you really love it, because it's something really fun just to go there and search for school supplies, for clothes, for food, for something really exciting and entertaining, because sometimes San Miguel, it has a lot of things to offer, but most of the time we are just kind of interest of what really cultural and Mexican tradition it is, because most of the times during the street we have a lot of restaurants, we have a lot of other stuff that they are so beautiful, but we really try to have this taste of Mexican culture. So this is a place where you could definitely find it, and I mean, it's something really delicious to eat all the meals, all the dishes that they have, and of course there is a lot of variety of a lot of stuff, and you can find very good prices. So comment us if you really like it, because as we were saying, we are going outside to neighborhoods of San Miguel, market, places, plazas, everything that is something unique, something curious, something that you may want to know. So that's why we bring this section, so you can know more about San Miguel, in case you don't know it, or in case you just love the main garden and what it's around there. And as a part of an informative segment, oh my god, I'm so happy to have this on the show, curious facts about sleeping. What you probably didn't know, today we will be talking about sleep. And before we begin with this, I want to ask you, how do you actually fall asleep? Did you know that many people sleep better when they have something covering their body or holding onto something like a blanket or a pillow? This is not just a habit, it is actually a scientific explanation. When we cover ourselves with a blanket, especially weight, or thick, gentle pressure in our body. This feeling is known as a deep pressure stimulation, and it helps our nervous system to relax. Our brain interprets these pressures as a feeling of safety and comfort, similar to being hungry or health. Because of this, our body releases more serotonin and melatonin, two hormones that help us to calm down and fall asleep faster. At the same time, this pressure reduces the levels of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. That is why many people feel less anxious and more secure when they sleep wrapped in a blanket or holding something close. So next time you get ready for bed, remember that cozy blanket is just for warmth. It is helping you and your brain to feel safe, your body to relax, and your sleep to become deeper and more restful. I know that most of you were thinking like, oh my god, I didn't know this, and I don't have any idea because, again, I never know either that it was cold waves and that it helps our cortisol. I mean, it is so common that most of us have now higher levels about cortisol because we live with a lot of stress during our days. So maybe you didn't know that sleeping with a blanket or maybe holding a pillow will help you to reduce your anxiety, to reduce your cortisol, and have more dopamine, more serotonin, those hormones that help us to feel better, that help us just to be on peace, on calm before going out to sleep. So it's something curious because most of the time we just really don't pay attention of the thoughts or the things that we're making, because most of the time we just think like, oh my god, it's just normal, I'm just going to sleep and I have my teddy bear on my pillow and that's normal for me. But it is not, because most of the time our acts speak fast than ourselves. So there you have some interesting fact about going to sleep. So tell if you really know about this information, if you have no idea about the way that it feels, if you really need to have something on your hands or maybe on you just to feel calm without the higher temperatures or the low temperatures. It doesn't matter that you just go to your bed and sleep without any clothes, but you prefer to have a blanket on it. So if you're one of those people, I'm just telling you that this is just for one reason, and there you have it. And I'm really glad that a lot of people just don't need anything, because they can go to sleep and feel better without having any problems or anxiety or stress, or maybe, yeah, they do, but they now go so calm and put to sleep. So this is something curious that your body make that you never noticed. And next, we are going to bring you information about the route and schedule of tomorrow's parade. So you want to take precautions where you plan to attend and enjoy for it. This information will help you to know the times and the routes, and the schedule is as follows. Right now, you're watching at the screen one of the most traffic streets where the parade is going to pass, and January 21 it will be. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. a civic ceremony at the plaza, 11 a.m. a civic military parade from Seperino Park to the main garden. At 6 p.m., a musical performance presentation by the State Bank Garden, and at the 8:30 p.m., fireworks, show main and garden is parade. So there you are watching the streets where the parade is going to happen. Of course, it will be just there at the morning and it will finish at the main garden. So if you are planning to watch and go and see it, there you could go to these streets, or maybe take precautions if you don't want to participate, but you need to go outside. So now this is the information about the parade, because remember that we are celebrating Ignacio Allende, our independence here, and of course the one and special for our city, San Miguel de Allende. So now let's move on to our section of Heads Up.
Heads up, this is World Around Town.
Yes, we have a nice and new set, so we're making this. We're moving with a lot of things in here. So comment what do you think about nouns dynamic. And as I was saying, let's go to our first announcement because we want to know what's happening in here in our beautiful section of Heads Up. And we have an musical offering for Jeffrey's Tale at 12 p.m. at the public library. And now, with another announce, we have that movies, reading clubs, lectures all about space. In March, take your little ones to a weekend full of astronomy. Who is in March 20 to 21 at the public library, and of course, it is free. We're moving to another announce about the public library, and we have a guide tour. Come and discover this building from the 15th century, learn about his history, and of course it will be every Thursday at 11 a.m. The meeting point is at the public library. Your donations support our programs.
Heads up, this is World Around Town.
So there you have it, our Heads Up. So I hope that you like it. And once again, we're just making this for everyone. Of course, we have these events on the public library because they are public and they are just for everyone. So if you want to participate, bring you something really excited to the San Miguel Brief, or you're saying like, oh my God, I have a garage sale, or I'm making this event for everyone and everybody should know my story, or maybe this that I'm making because it's some interesting facts, a lot of history, science, everything about that. This is something that really care about it, and of course we want to have it into the San Miguel Brief. So right now you're watching on the screen our cell phone that is 415-296-4668, where you can contact us by WhatsApp, send us a message, talk with us about your ideas, why you want to participate on the San Miguel Brief, and especially your information, your events, what is it for, if there is public or private. But of course, whenever you send us a message and talk with us about your idea, we're going to give you all the schedule and all the things that you need to follow before coming up to the show. So it's something really easy, and we can respond you at the time that we need to see this message. And of course, we're going to give you that information. And remember that now we are on TikTok. So you can search us, the San Miguel Brief, and of course there will be video clips about today's episode with more information in case you miss it, or in case you want to repeat it and have it in another format. So right now, let's move to the national news. And we have that in Mexico City, around 120 people demonstrate in support of Nicolás Maduro in front of the United States Embassy without the presence of Venezuela citizens.
En la Ciudad de México hubo una manifestación a favor de Nicolás Maduro. Se juntaron unas 120 personas, no había ningún venezolano. Y eso que en México hay como 700,000 venezolanos. Bueno, pues ni uno fue a la manifestación frente a la Embajada de Estados Unidos en México para anunciar la creación del Frente Antiimperialista Mexicano, cuyo principal objetivo es exigir que liberen al dictador Nicolás Maduro y a su esposa Cilia Flores, capturados el 3 de enero por el gobierno de Donald Trump. Los manifestantes denunciaron la injerencia de Estados Unidos en países de América Latina y señalaron que Trump quiere replicar la incursión militar de Venezuela en México.
Y el boicot económico a las empresas estadounidenses que financian las guerras, y de entrada anunciamos nuestro respaldo a las iniciativas de boicot de la celebración del Mundial de Fútbol.
O sea, en cualquier momento pues nos la va a poder querer hacer aquí.
No gratis, sino ahora sí quiero tu recurso, quiero tu territorio, quiero tu gente y no me importa cuánto me cueste, pero voy a ir y lo voy a tomar por la fuerza.
So we are just coming past about hard times and hard days because now we don't know what's happening to this country, and of course what Donald Trump was making is something that we really need to be kind of scared, kind of afraid, because we don't know exactly what's going on and what is about this information. So of course it's kind of normal, and as one time it's kind of interesting watching what these people are making because they really care for our country. We don't know exactly what is going to happen, so of course we need to be tolerant and patient about anything because anything could be possible. So what is in our legacy in democracy is that we could express ourselves as free. So of course, because now the people want to have answers. The people want to have answers and no more questions. I mean, we all are just full about what's going to happen, what's the things that we need to have. I need responses. So of course they need to ask for a change. And in response to statements made by the US President Donald Trump toward European countries regarding the issue of Ireland, President Claudia Sheinbaum retired her defense of national sovereignty and stated that will always be her position.
No sé si se ha recrudecido en temas internacionales, se ha recrudecido el problema de Estados Unidos con Groenlandia y con Europa. No sé si hubiera una postura del gobierno de México sobre este tema.
Pues siempre va a ser la misma, soberanía de los pueblos, soberanía de los pueblos. Es nuestra Constitución y siempre debe ser nuestra posición.
Well, during this news, we were talking most about Donald Trump, and there you have the response of Claudia Sheinbaum to this situation. But let's talk about something that it has, once again, this man on this president on this conversation, that now we bring you a segment from Donald Trump where he said, I don't care about the Nobel Prize. What matters to me is saving lives.
No, I don't care about the Nobel Prize. First of all, a very fine woman felt that I deserved it and really wanted me to have the Nobel Prize, and I appreciate that. If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says. But I really don't care about that. What I care about is saving lives. And I think I've saved tens of millions of lives. If you look at India, Pakistan, just as two nuclear powers, you look at so many of the countries that were in a 30, in some cases, a 35-year war, and I got it done. We stopped 8 wars, and maybe we'll be stopping a 9th very soon. We'll see.
So he was responding at this about the novel, and of course we try to understand his speech, but most of the time, oh baby, all the time we act to the people acting. So most of the people right now was just searching about more information about this. But what is true is that, okay, you are saying this, but what about your actions, right? As we always care about the actions. So now, during this speech, he was saying that I stopped to not getting on a fight, and we just stopped 8 fights, and probably we'd stop 1 fight at this night. He was saying like that way, but it was like something that we really care about, like why fight? Because now during these days we really care about what's going on, all about this political moves, all about the circumstances, and of course all the announcements that Trump made to Sheinbaum during this month of January. I mean, we are on 20th of January and all this happened and we have all these stuffs. So it's kind of curious because in this such a really short time, we have now a lot of things going on. So of course we really care, but with this in mind, this is all the information that we have for today's. Of course, tomorrow we're going to give you more information, more updates from San Miguel, from all around the world, in case you miss it or in case you want to stay informative, because the San Miguel Brief just want that for you, give you clearly and truly communication. So today is everything, and I hope to see you tomorrow with more news.